Hello and welcome to the Music City Open Match Play Championship presented by Pound. This is the press conference. We're here with Kristin Tattar. Kristin, how are you today?
I'm doing well. The wind is pretty crazy out here, so I'm a little bit worried right now about how the play will be over the weekend, but other than that, everything's fine.
You became the first person since Paige earlier this season to three-peat at a champion in a tournament at Waco.
Okay.
And this weekend you have the opportunity to potentially become another three-peat champion at Music City. What do you think your history and an event that you've played so well at helps you coming into a weekend?
I don't know if it helps me. It would be fun, of course. I do like this course as well. I think that helps. I think I have the necessary skills to execute well on these holes. Lots of forehands and lots of hyzers. So, yeah, I think I have to keep it in bounds and just stay focused. But there's so many other great players out there, so you can never predict anything. But yeah, it would be cool.
Is there any extra added pressure externally or internally to do well at a tournament that you've won before, or is it just another event?
I don't feel it right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wouldn't say it. I try to keep it really simple in my mind. I'm just out here to play disc golf. And when I just worry about the shot at hand, then I typically do the best. If I start to think about the scores or if I win this tournament or where I will place, I think that's where all the trouble starts. So I try not to think these thoughts.
And now that we've talked a little bit about the tournament, we're going to focus a little bit on match play. What is kind of the different strategy or mindset when going into a match play event as opposed to stroke play?
Yeah, I was thinking about it this morning, actually. And again, in my mind, I feel like I should just focus on playing disc golf best way I can. But in match play, obviously, there could be some strategy involved because you have to win a hole to get a point. So you could be like potentially more aggressive or you could play it more safe. It depends on the situation. So I guess it comes down to the situation, and I will try to read it as best as I can. But other than that, I feel like I have my normal game plan, and it's a good way to practice for the tournament for me.
Absolutely. And in the past, we've during press conferences, you've talked about how you mostly focus on yourself when you're playing. You don't really look at the other players.
Yeah.
And that's a good mindset for stroke play. In match play, does it change a little bit? Do you watch a little bit what Silva or your opponent's going to be doing a little more?
I guess I have to because it's just head to head. And like I said, there could be situations where it's more reasonable to attack or be more aggressive because we're not necessarily playing score. We have to win the other player, or I have to be more conservative. So it just comes down to the situation, but of course I will pay more attention what's going on and try to adjust.
You talked a little bit earlier about weather. It's windy today, but we're looking at potential for rain and thunderstorms kind of on and off all weekend. What do you do mentally and physically to prepare for a weekend it could be challenging in ways that you can't control?
I don't even know. I guess I just try not to think about it at all and not worry about things that haven't happened yet. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I'm hoping it will change and the weather forecast is just lying to us. But I had some good practice last week in Jonesboro. We had very crazy wind during the first round. You couldn't really read it because it was so gusty. It wasn't consistent. And I was hoping to get away from it, but now I feel like we have the same situation. Although here I feel like it's more consistent. But yeah, if it's windy, I'm just gonna be leaning on my most overstable discs, trying to get the discs in bounds, not worry about the distance necessarily. And yeah, just read the situation how it is.
Going off Jonesboro, you had a great weekend. You had a very dominating win and potentially one of the highest rated tournaments ever for an FPO player. What do you think was working or clicking the best for you over the weekend that led to such good success?
Yeah, I mean, I had a tough weekend in Austin, I feel like. Like, I had some moments where I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I've never been in this situation before. But I feel like everything comes to teach us something, so I try to look into myself and see what I could learn from that. And I thought maybe I was just at one point worried about the score and not really playing disc golf.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what held me back, or I don't know, I wasn't really very locked in the week before. So going into Jonesboro, I told myself that I'm just here to play disc golf. I'm not necessarily here to win. I just want to play my best golf, and whatever happens, happens. So I sort of like made peace with everything that had happened before, and I felt at ease and felt very free on the course and wasn't really worried about the scores or winning at any point. And I feel like that sort of allowed me to execute some very good shots and play very consistently throughout the 54 baskets.
All right. Well, that's all we have for you today, Kristin. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to the press conference for Match Play Championships at MCO. We're here with Niklas Anttila and Joey Buckets. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Very good.
Niklas, this first question's for you. You had a big win just a couple weeks ago in Austin, becoming back-to-back champion. Last year, you took a win at that and the momentum from it to third place in tour standings. What are some goals for you this season?
Yeah, I think about the same. I just want to win as much as possible, and I think it's also just about being consistent and being in the mix every week. That's my biggest goal every season, I feel like, and yeah, my goal is to win always.
So Joey is in your group, but you guys are not playing against each other tomorrow. You're playing Ezra Robinson. Ezra has already had a big win this season. What are going to be the challenges in playing Ezra tomorrow?
Yeah, I think he got me in tour points as well. He has been playing very good this season, of course, last season as well. He is a really tough guy to beat for sure. So I'm looking forward to playing him tomorrow and going 1v1. It's going to be fun.
All right. And Joey, this next question's for you. You've really kind of leaned into the bucket moniker that you've kind of become known as, posting the bucket on your PDGA page, showing up to Media Day with the bucket, so on and so forth. Where does this nickname come from, and why do you think it's stuck or gained so much traction?
I think it partly came from the bucket hat, obviously, but then also from making putts early on. And I don't know, I just got the nickname, and everyone seems to like it, so yeah, just leaning into it.
Reko in the basket.
You're playing Simon Lizotte this weekend in a high-profile match. How are you going to beat the two-time defending champion on this course that he clearly plays pretty well at?
Oh.
Yeah, I think just sticking to my own game plan. There's a lot of forehands out here, I think, just leaning on the forehand. It's feeling really good, and making a little switch. My main issue this year has been my putting, so making a little switch this week.
All right, and this question's for both of you. What are kind of the big differences in how you attack a course for match play versus stroke play?
I think match play, I think you have a few opportunities to run some longer putts or be a little bit more aggressive or a little bit more conservative, depending just how your opponent plays versus playing for par whenever you get out of position.
Yeah, I feel like it's more like a final round type of thing where you really want to see like what's happening around you and what's the other guy is doing. So adapting to that, and then also like going for, I think, big putts and big shots all the time to try to put some pressure on the player.
And normally during an event, you might not pay too much attention to what the other player is doing. Is tomorrow going to be more of a focus on what they're doing, or is it still playing your own shots?
I think for the most part, I'm just going to stay in my own lane until maybe closer to the end, or when I feel like I really need something. Obviously, if Simon starts pulling away from me, I'll start playing aggressive very quickly.
I agree. In the beginning, it's just normal disc golf to me at least, and then if you birdie every hole, you're doing pretty good. So I don't think, especially me, I can't do too much on this course. I think there's like, maybe if I throw like 2 miracle shots on 14, I can maybe get an eagle, but that's it for me.
Are there any holes that you're looking forward to attacking differently for match play?
I don't think so. I don't think there's a lot of holes out here where I have to make a decision and it's going to either gain me or lose me a stroke, so
yeah,
just play my game plan.
I agree. I think it's just every hole out here is like a good birdie, I feel like. So if you are birding a lot, I think you are doing good in the match play.
And what do you think it is for fans that they might get out of watching match play that they don't get during a stroke play tournament?
Maybe a little bit more, obviously it's one-on-one, so it's a little bit more competitive to that person versus a random card and, somebody on chase card is popping off and they're not even playing versus the people on their card.
Yeah, I just like the 1v1 aspect of the game, and I like to follow sports like tennis, for example, where they go 1v1, so it's really exciting. And then, of course, I think we can see more like underdog stories as well, because it's only 18 holes, so those two things for sure.
And there's one more question for you, Niklas. Finland has had a big rise over the last few years, yourself winning some events, Evelina winning some events. With the big stretch this summer coming to Europe, who are some Finnish players that we in America should be looking out for that maybe haven't come over to the States just yet, but are going to show up big in Europe?
I think the first name popped into my mind is Rasmus Saukoriipi. He's actually playing his first DGPT tournament this week here in Nashville, and then I think players like Onni Ruusunen, those two guys are like top two like upcoming stars from Finland in my opinion, and I think there is just so many. I could name like 15, 20 people, but yeah, we have so many good young players.
And just while we have you, with the longer stretch in Europe this year, what are you looking forward to most over there?
I think I just love playing in Europe. It feels like home, even if I go to Norway, Sweden, even like Spain or Czechia. It's so close to home, and I like know what food I can get, and I know what's gonna happen. I think just like being close to home and playing these familiar courses, to me it's gonna be big for me, and just enjoying the summer back home.
Joey, will you be going across to Europe this year?
Yes, I will.
What are you looking forward to most over there?
Yeah, I agree with Niklas. The courses are a lot better overall, in my opinion, and I'm really looking forward to PCS this year. I went last year to play the course just for fun during one of the off weeks, but the landscape there is just beautiful.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun for sure.
Well, that's all we have for you two today. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll be right back.
Peace.
Hello and welcome back to the Match Play press conference. We're here with Holyn Handley and Ella Hansen. How are y'all today?
Good.
Fantastic.
All right, Holyn, you and Ella have a pretty big rivalry going this season. You both have wins and you both have high finishes. What are you going to do tomorrow to beat Ella?
I'm just going to play my game. Honestly, that's about all it takes.
Boring.
Ella, what are you going to do or bring tomorrow to help beat Holyn in match play?
Oh, well, sometimes Holyn does a better job at just taking bogeys, but when I take bad strokes, it's usually double, triple, quadruple bogey, so, that doesn't matter in match play. I've just got to get some good birdies and lay it down.
Holyn, so far this year, there's only been 3 events. You have finished second, and first. You're currently number 1 in tour standings. What are you feeling, or what are your thoughts so far this season and how things are going?
I mean, pretty happy about it. Would have loved for some of those second places, maybe be first places if we're being picky. But, I think my game still hasn't hit its peak yet. I feel like, something's been missing kind of every tournament. So I think there's still room to improve.
And Ella or Holyn, you can both take this, but earlier this year you guys had a playoff for the SFO, which is in itself already a little bit of match play. Did you learn anything about your competitor that round, or were you just focused on that day?
I don't know. I don't know if there's much more to learn about you. We kind of hang out a
I
lot.
feel like we know each other's game pretty well.
What about you?
I don't know. I will maintain that I saw on hole 12 at last round of SFO, you kind of shanked a little forehand inside, and
Happens.
I think that might be your weak point. So I'm gonna attack on those inside forehands.
What do you guys like or dislike in match play compared to stroke play? What are the pros and cons to you guys?
I think one of the cons is, if someone gets, when I get up really early with a lot of points, there's just no chance of coming back, which might be kind of a bummer for the viewer. But if it ends up being a little more neck and neck, then you can get a little bit more aggressive, try to run some stuff, try to have some throw-ins.
Yeah, it does really lean towards having some exciting shots, but I don't know. I think we're gonna have a pretty good battle. Holyn can talk all the talk she wants, but we'll see what happens out there on the course.
All right, I'm gonna shift just a little bit. This is from our producer Mahmood. For you, Ella, the
Okay.
Seattle Storm lost Jewel Lloyd this past offseason and now have the number 2 pick in the upcoming WNBA draft. Only to see Notre Dame standout Olivia Miles decide to stay in school for
Rip.
another year. Will the band beats ever end for the Storm?
No, we're in kind of a tough spot right now as a Storm fan, honestly.
Bad beats, yeah.
I've been a Storm fan for over 20 years, and we've had some ups, we've had some downs, but I don't know. It's kind of bad news, but that number 2 pick, you don't really know. It's already kind of up in the air. There's some good people showing out right now in the college tournament, so we'll see. There's still a chance.
All right, we'll come back to disc golf with this question. Holyn, you and Kristin are currently in the top 3 for most every major statistical category, and we've had a few battles between you and her for tournaments. Do you look at it as a rivalry at this point? Does it ever become a rivalry?
It could. I mean, so far for the 2 events that she's played, we've gone 2-1. So, if that trend continues, and then obviously we had a pretty big battle here last year. But I'm not really focusing on that. Like I said, I think especially like putting could pick it up a little bit. So I'm really just looking for still little areas to get better.
All right, well, that's all we have for you guys today. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
welcome back to the MCO press conference. We're here with Chris Dickerson and Luke Humphreys. How are we doing today, guys?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. Yeah, just a little windy out here.
First question's kind of the easiest one. You can take turns. What about your opponent's game do you like the most?
I like Luke's sidearm the most. Pretty consistent. He's got good distance with it.
I like Chris's decision making. He doesn't make many mistakes. He really puts the pressure on the other players. So I think match play format's probably a good format for Chris.
Talking about match play and the format, what are the pros and cons of the match play format? What do you like about the match play format compared to stroke play?
Pros for me, it's going to be like both sides of the coin. If you take a 7 on the hole, the other person takes a 3, you only lose 1 because you only lose the hole. Opposite side, you take the 3, they take the 7, you only gain 1.
Yeah, you don't really, like you said, lose chunks at a time. Even if you make a really big mistake, it's easy to get over because it's only worth 1, and you can get right back in it. So staying aggressive, putting the pressure on the other player, though, is going to be really key. Hitting fairways when you're up first and hitting the putts when you have a chance to and put a little pressure on them.
You're a longtime host of Tour Series Skins. We're all big fans. Does watching that help you at all in match play, that style of play? It's a little more aggressive?
Yeah, I've witnessed how it can work and how it can not work. When people do play aggressive, I mean, it's so much easier to control the things. When you're playing aggressive and you're throwing the right shots, your opponent has to really react to what you've done then and maybe change up their game plan a little bit. So being able to go first and stay on the good shots, put a little pressure on them is going to be key, I think, for either one of us.
Chris, you have always played well in your home state of Tennessee. You've won this event a couple times. What do you enjoy about playing in Tennessee and this area?
It's just close to home. You get, that good feeling like you're close to home. What I do also like is the hot chicken in Nashville. That definitely doesn't hurt. I've eaten nothing but it since I've gotten here, and I feel pretty good about it.
He's eating a lot of hot chicken. How do you think that's going to help him tomorrow against you? Are you a little intimidated now?
Well, he didn't know, but I've been eating a lot of hot chicken too. So I'm on the same power that Chris is on this week. Definitely enjoying that Nashville hot. And we're also staying across from each other at the RV park. So I've been spying. I've been doing a little surveillance, on my guy, trying to figure out what his moves are. I think I'm just going to put like something big in front of his door tomorrow of his RV. So I'll just take that dub home.
Never know. Might not show up tomorrow because of that.
Luke, talking about Go Throw, the tour's been going so far. You've had a couple events. How is it going, and how is balancing running a tour and playing on a tour at the same time?
Yeah, it's been going great. The feedback from the fans and online has been awesome. The weather's been, one to watch. The first event was pretty sketchy, but it's definitely taken away some of my practice time. I've always been one to do a few extra things. It honestly helps me. If I put all my time and effort into disc golf, I'm so caught up in the results of disc golf. When I do other things, it allows me to not feel like disc golf is my life, and if I don't play good, it's not that big of a deal. I can get busy doing something else. So it's given me some depth and variety, I think, which allows me to focus on golf when I'm here and then to get away from it when I'm not.
And for you, Luke, some people are labeling you the underdog in this group of death with Chris Dickerson, Ganon Buhr, and Anthony Barella. Does that change how you approach your matches?
Man, not really. I know it's the group of death. I realize I got my work cut out for me. I'm just looking to have some fun. Because I am the underdog a little bit, there's less pressure. I mean, that's Robot Chicken next to me. That's the Limestone Laser. I know he's going to be feeling the home crowd here tomorrow. So it's really just like a relaxed environment for me, and match play suits me well, so I'm looking forward to it.
And Chris, one more question for you. You and Luke have slightly different playing styles. Do you think your playing style will help you more in match play, or is it just about execution?
It comes down to execution, but I don't know. I think I have a little bit of an advantage there. Luke is from the Midwest, He gets this wind all the time. So I feel like he's got a little bit more of an advantage there if it stays like this through tomorrow. So, a little bit of trade-off here and there. So I guess we'll just see who shows up.
All right. Is there anything else you want to say to each other before your match tomorrow?
You better bring it.
it's going to get brought.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the press conference at MCO. I'm here with Allie Smith and Deanne Carey. How are we today?
Great. How are you?
Doing good.
Yeah.
First questions first. You guys will be matching off tomorrow in match play. What is something about your opponent's game that you like?
She has a really good sidearm.
Ah, that was so nice. Deanne's got so much control of her backhand. It can go anywhere.
All right. Deanne, currently you are leading the tour in C1X putting. By more than 7%, you're the only FPO player over 90%. What did you do in the off season to kind of make a big change?
My off season was not a lot of playing, so I switched to the PA3 being picked up by Prodigy, and it's been such a blessing to have in my bag. The PA3 is money.
So you think the equipment is just as much as part of the success as any sort of practice?
100%, for sure.
And Allie, talking about putting, we saw you with the kind of unconventional basketball putt the last couple weeks. What has been why have you started using that putt as opposed to anything else?
Yeah, I'll admit it. I'm a little scared from 10, 11 feet. Give me 15, 30. I'm feeling solid, but for me, it's a choice. I can just step up and know that I'm going to slam it in, and I'm okay with the miss there. It usually is just a secondary tap in, but it alleviates a lot of pressure from my mental state.
And a couple years ago, you saw great success winning a Silver Series. Last year, kind of a little bit of a down year, maybe as results. This year, we're seeing a stronger result. And what do you think are the changes you've made that have kind of brought you back towards the mix?
Yeah, definitely. It's mental coaching, going to therapy. Really, I call it destacking. If I'm ever stressed out, I just got to process through what is stressing me out. The mindset is all that's really changed for me.
All right, and now focusing back towards match play for tomorrow. Deanne, what do you think in your game will give you the edge over your opponent, Allie?
That's a tough question. I mean, we're both really strong competitors, so I don't think there's really one thing that the other person does better than the other. It's just really all about keeping it in bounds. Not if it's going to be this windy like it was today for practice, not really letting the wind get under your disc, and pretty much it.
And what is y'all's experience with match play in the past?
I've watched match play. You been in?
I've been in all of the match plays from the DGPT so far, so
that's a cool stat.
Yeah, 3 for 3.
Do you think that's going to give you any advantage, knowing the format and how to approach it?
Could be, but also it's match play, so anything can happen on any given hole out here.
What are you looking forward to most in match play that you might change your strategy a little bit? What can we look forward to seeing?
Yeah, I'm really excited for I think hole 1, 2, 3. We kind of have the option to go through the gap or lay up. Last year in the tournament, I was the only one who ever tried to go through the gap. So I think that can be a play, right? If Deanne happens to be off the tee first and is out of position, I can easily lay up to the gap and have a little bit less stressful hole there. So I think it's more of thinking through.
And Allie, you're being labeled as an underdog in your group.
Yeah, I love
what
it.
do you think you have to do to make some changes and win some matches?
I mean, it's just going to be keeping the head on straight, enjoying the moment. I'm really just excited to get to play disc golf kind of a little bit competitively tomorrow, but not, the stress is a lot lower. It's going to be a lot more fun. I think for me, I know I play better when I'm having fun playing disc golf instead of score mongering or really trying to think about 10th place or whatever. So it's just me and Deanne out there playing disc golf, having fun.
All right, well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Let's do it. No trash talking. We had some fun with
Welcome back to the press conference for the MCO match play. I'm here with Ricky Wysocki and Paul Macbeth. How are we doing today, guys?
Doing good. Just got done with the practice round, and excited to check out the match play tomorrow, see how it turns out.
Yeah, we'll see if it was practice or not. See how the weather is.
Yeah, with the weather coming in, what are you guys doing? Looking at the forecast, how do you prepare for when it could potentially be on and off rain all day?
Yeah, I mean, this course we've played a lot of rainy conditions out here. It seems like every year it's rainy, so. I mean, the second shots in the par fours are probably the most challenging because a lot of them are on slopes with muddy fairways, so it's a lot of standstill shots for me.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of footing, and hopefully it's either windy or rainy. I don't care. Just don't be both. Then an umbrella's pointless at that point. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a big storm, so we'll see how playable the course is and enjoyable.
With the match play format, one thing we've been kind of asking everybody is, what is something about your opponent's game that you admire?
That we would like what?
Admire.
Oh, admire about his game?
Yeah.
I think for him, he's a good aggressive player. Even during regular stroke plays, we're both just out there to win, and that's really the most important thing. And I think match play is going to be a good format for both of us. I think just to showcase our skills and be aggressive, not worried about slopes or OB behind the basket. You're just trying to make the putt or make the aggressive shot from the tee to gain a stroke on the opponent for me.
Yeah, I would say what I admire about his game is that he can put in the basket from anywhere, any distance, and with match play he can be extremely aggressive. If he's looking at a long birdie from 90 feet and I might be a little closer, he can really send those and not fear if he misses, because it doesn't matter. If he misses and I birdie, it's just 1 point. It doesn't matter what the comebacker looks like or anything like that. So match play, that's the biggest thing is people that take big numbers, you don't have to worry about that. So I think anyone can really be a competition in match play.
And with the two of you, it's been a long time. You guys have been battling it out for lots of events, lots of tournaments, lots of championships. Is there any extra excitement for the match play tomorrow going against each other?
Yeah, I think we've played a lot of obviously stroke play battles throughout the years, but yeah, a match play battle will be fun. I think it's like you said, you'll see the best of both of us, and I think that's exciting to have a battle in a whole new format, and on a cool course like this, it's going to showcase a lot of our skills. So I'm excited.
And I think with this format too, this won't be our only battle in it. So I think we'll get a chance to play again after this one.
So with the the pool play filtering down, two of you will make it to the championships. Are you hoping to see each other a little later down the line too?
Yeah.
Hey, that'd be a cool storyline for sure. Get more than one matchup here at the stroke match play championships. Yeah, it'll be exciting.
Yeah, something with better weather.
yeah. Championship will be good weather. Let's run for that.
Yeah. Hopefully Florida will have some good weather for that.
Is that where it is?
I believe their plan is.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if it was announced yet or not.
No, I don't think it's fully announced.
Oh, your course?
I don't know.
I don't know what course. I think Florida Florida's the target is what I've seen.
Yeah.
Paul, this is a little more kind of broader question. You're off to a good start to the season. You've been on final card, lead round a few times. I know it's a little weird when people say you had a down year last year, mainly just because you didn't have a win necessarily. What's been the change, or what's been going well so far for you this season?
I don't have a torn labrum. That's the big thing. So last year, I got my stem cells in January, so I shouldn't even have been playing the first 4 months, which is fine, but I wanted to get out there and just kind of get playing, because I had to sit out so much of the 2023 year. It happened at European Open, and it was a long process. So I mean, you can see where my year really turned around and things clicked, and this year I feel like I've been in contention to win the 3 events so far, but I just didn't close, and that's on me. And I need to realize, like, I don't have to play perfect, to win. I need to play good, but I was just making big mistakes, and that's what really cost me the chance to win these tournaments early in the year. And it's taken me 3 events to learn that, so hopefully I can, close at this event and get in position to win again.
And the last question is kind of a not philosophical, just bigger question about match play. What is the mentality difference between tomorrow and then Friday when you show up for stroke play?
Yeah, I think like Paul said earlier, there's no recourse to running a putt with a slope and taking a bogey or double bogey. It's basically birdie or eagle or die, and going out there and earning the stroke, and you're not really. It's worth the risk reward to run aggressive shots really in match play, and I think that's what is fun for players and spectators.
I can hope he plays bad and not feel bad about it.
and vice versa.
All right, I think that's all we need from you guys today. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for match play.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I hope you suck. Right?
Right? You too, bud.
and welcome back to the press conference for Music City Open Match Play Championship. We're here with Ganon Buhr and Anthony Barilla. How are you guys today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you. First question we've been starting these off with is, what is something about your opponent's game that you admire?
I'll go first. I think Anthony obviously has incredible distance. That's probably, one of his best strong suits, but I think the way he can throw the Luna, the putter, just the little turnover shots, his accuracy with that while having so much distance, I think that's, something that I wish I was better at. And I think he also has really improved his putting the last couple of years.
Yeah, and then Ganon, obviously his shot shaping is forcing over the overstable disc. That's like the most important thing you need on tour. And then obviously his putting from 40 to 50 feet is the best in the world, so that's something I admire.
When you're out there during stroke play, a lot of players mostly focus on their own game, but in match play, you kind of have to take in what your opponent's doing. What do you do when you're in a match play scenario? What is your focus?
Match play is really fun because you can go for the aggressive shots and you only lose one stroke if you mess it up. And there's a couple holes out here where you can go for some crazy stuff, so I'm going to be playing pretty aggressive. Hopefully the weather holds up and isn't too bad.
Well, I will probably be playing pretty safe then and hoping he messes up. I probably won't be throwing too many forehands this week, so I'm going to be leaning on a couple more backhand shots. So, I'm just going to probably play what my normal game plan would be. Obviously just play based off of what he does, depending on what the teeing order is.
So Ganon, you're currently leading the tour in C1X and C2 landing in regulation. Your putting isn't up to your standards. What are you doing to work on your putting?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what that's about. I just really hasn't clicked this year. I feel like I've just found that 60-foot range a lot, and so it's just screwing my stats on Circle 2. Circle 1's fine. I think I'm 15th right now on the tour, so it's obviously not exactly what I wanted. Obviously, I set high standards with last year, and even the year before that, I was up to 43% almost through the entire season. So I know I can do it. It's just typical sports. You're going to go through some slumps every once in a while. But to have my driving still being really good, it means I can putt bad and still, at least get a top 5 or have a chance to win if my putting clicks.
And Anthony, you and Ganon have already battled it out in a few events. What are you looking most forward to tomorrow for match play with him?
I'm looking forward to honestly just seeing how we can battle in this weather tomorrow, because it's supposed to be awful, thunderstorms and rain. So I think we'll make it fun either way, because it's not going to be super serious, because we know we're not going to be playing to our 100% potential. So.
And so far, you guys, with the battles that you've had, would you consider each other rivals, or is that something that maybe is externally done?
I think the media wants us to be rivals.
Yep, I'm down for that.
I'm down, yeah.
All right, so I guess we're declaring it now. You guys are rivals
right now.
Anthony, you're second in park percentage on tour, right behind Rasmus. I cannot pronounce his last name.
Yep.
Thank you. But you're also one of the top C2 putters on tour. What do you think are your strengths and weaknesses right now going into this event?
I'd say my strengths right now are my consistency and my backhand. My backhand feels really good, better than it ever has. And my C1 putting, I feel like I've been putting pretty well in Circle 1. Some weaknesses are my sidearm. I don't know what's going on with it. It's kind of spraying it. It usually comes and goes throughout the season, so I'm not too worried about it.
And Ganon, for you?
What was the question, sorry?
What are kind of your strengths and weaknesses right now going into the event?
I think my strengths are just my mental game and how I'm kind of breaking down courses. I won't lie, this year, even though my stats are really good for, Circle 1 and regulation and stuff like that, I'm getting the job done, but it hasn't really quite felt automatic like I did last year. Last year I could, aim where I wanted to, and it's going to go there every time. This year, maybe it's going where I want, but it doesn't really feel the best. So I think if I can lock that in, I'll be playing pretty solid here. But I think, recently, obviously, last year with the switch to Discmania, I think my forehand got a lot better. So I think I have a very well-rounded game. There's not a single shot that I don't think I have. I can pull out, any shot. I can roller, grenade, forehand. I've thrown tomahawks this year on tour already. So I think I have, every trick in the bag. So the shot calls for it. I got it, and I think I can only improve upon that.
And the last question for you both, I'll start with Anthony. What do you think it's going to take to beat Ganon tomorrow?
Honestly, I just got to play my game and play it well. So if I'm hitting all my putts and I'm throwing my shots well, I mean, I feel like I can beat him if I'm playing my best. So.
Yeah, I think with match play, it's interesting. I mean, like we said before, it's going to depend on what the competitor does. So there's going to be a lot of reading what happens off the tee. But I think I'm going to probably play a pretty similar game plan to what I'm going to do in the tournament. And that's just going to be playing smooth, playing smart, and kind of just, keeping it within myself. And, if my opponent happens to, throw an errant shot, I'm just going to hopefully stay consistent and, not go for too much.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us today, and we'll see the new rivalry kick off tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you.
And welcome back to the press conference at Music City Open. We're here with Eliezer Midling and Catrina Allen. How are we today?
Good. Good.
All right, we're gearing up for match play, so tomorrow you'll be opponents, but we're starting off the press conference. What is something about your opponent's game that you admire?
Oh, her distance.
I would just say the control on shots. It's a lot of really good control.
Oh, thank you.
With the match play format, it's a little bit different than stroke play. How do you change your approach, or do you even change your approach?
I would say I'm probably going to be a little more aggressive. Maybe not the smarter thing to do, but that's probably what I'm going to do.
Well, I think it just depends on the hole. If you have the box, it might be good to just stick to your game plan, right? Stay within yours. But if your partner parks a hole maybe you don't normally go for, then you kind of have to get out of your game. So it can be a little bit of both, I think.
And Catrina, this is for you. You've been around the tour for many years. You've seen young players coming up. What about Ellie has impressed you, or is maybe different than other, younger players who have joined the tour?
I mean, a couple things. One, she's still here. I see a lot of people come in and then they just disappear. So I'm stoked that she's still out here again after the first year on tour, because I'm sure it wasn't easy. It isn't easy, especially when you're young. So yeah, she must have some grit. So that's awesome. Yeah.
And tell us about, after your first year on tour, how are you looking to go into your next year?
Same thing, just more consistency and figure out some holes in the game.
And you're playing up against Catrina, a 2-time world champion. Is there anything that goes into thinking about your opponent, who it is? And
I mean, it's scary. She's a 2-time world champion. She's a mother, an amazing mother, and I don't know. It's scary, but we're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
And Catrina, how has return to tour life been for you this season?
I mean, I definitely told myself I was going to give myself 3 events, which I've now played 3 events. And I would say my biggest struggle is walking onto the course and stop being mom and stop carrying the mental load of all the things through the day. Like, I've kind of struggled with that in the past anyways, when it was just me and Austin on tour, but now it's really hard. And she's at the age where she really wants to be with just mom, so leaving her and her actually wanting me to stay is difficult. But so just finding a way mentally to be present is what I'm struggling with the most. I make really easy mistakes, so yeah.
It's definitely a new challenge, I'm
Yeah,
sure, but
different.
one that you're tackling this season as we go.
Yeah.
What is some advice you could give to a player like Ellie as she, gets on tour again?
Oh my goodness. I could give you hours of got 15 years on tour. I would say stay off of social media.
That's a good one.
I'm disappointed with how negative it is after my break. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so stay off social media and stay within your game. If someone doesn't like your putt, doesn't like the way you throw, your form, if you like it and you feel confident in it, do not change for others. Stay true to your game.
I think that's some really good advice.
Yeah.
This is your first kind of go at match play, Ellie. You're going to be playing Cat, another Cat, and then Own.
Yeah, it's great matchup.
What are you most looking forward to about the match play format and your opponents?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm just excited to play disc golf. It seems like a fun format. I've watched match play before. I'm just excited to play with these ladies and, I don't know, just play some disc golf.
We can feel the wind right now. We know rain is coming in. What do we do when the rain's coming in? What's the mental preparedness checklist?
Well, for me, it's I feel like for me personally, I can sometimes play better because birdie is now it's still doable, but it's not as much pressure. And I feel like something that is really strong in my game is I might not score as much, but I'm really great at giving myself easy looks for par, and so I think that can be an advantage in the rain, is I can stay within my game. I don't really have to change much, so the consistency.
What's going?
All right, and I think that's all we have for you two this time.
Okay.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
I was going for
Hello and welcome back to the press conference at Music City Open. We're here with Rebecca Cox and Missy Ganon. How are we doing today?
Doing great.
Good.
We're gearing up for match play. Match play is slightly different than our normal stroke play. What is something you admire about your opponent?
Me first? Okay. I admire the fact that Missy has a competitive drive. You know, she doesn't back down from a challenge. She's very consistent. You can never count her out. So she's not very flashy. She just gets the job done, you know, gets in, gets out.
I would honestly say just her as a person. She's one of the nicest people on tour. Literally, you gave me the hardest person to roast because I typically go that way for these things. But no, if you Googled like physical embodiment of, you know, the phrase "kill them with kindness," a picture of Rebecca should pop up. So, you know, I want to take a page out of her book, and I think it's just easiest to kill her with some kindness. And that's what I'm going to do this weekend. So.
All right, was not ready for that, Missy. Well, that's the shirt we're going with today. Follow up for you, Missy.
Yes.
You've been dealing with some injuries lately. How are you feeling today? How's the body doing?
Yeah. I want to make sure nobody thinks it's an injury. I played 15 rounds of golf the last 2 weeks between Waco and Austin, and I realized real quickly that I can't do that at now 36. So I was just excited to be back on tour, and I was playing my mind out, and I was just wanting to be on the course so much, and I just kind of forgot that recovery is a big deal. And so, going to take it easy this week. Got 2 practice rounds in, then we'll play the tournament, and we'll play tomorrow in match play, and so that'll hopefully be what I needed. A little rest week, and now we're back at it.
And Rebecca, do you have a response to Missy's shirt?
I love it. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. I knew she was going to have something. I didn't realize it was going to be so nice. It's very nice.
Hey, if we want, you know, this could be a good marketing merch.
You know what? I don't know why I haven't thought of it already, to be honest.
I'll take a cut, but
you get 10% for the idea.
Cool.
And Missy is one of the most competitive players in the division. Obviously, she likes to have a little fun. What do you think are going to be the biggest challenges for you to beat her tomorrow in match play?
Pretty much just not making mistakes. Like I said, she's very consistent, so she's not. You can never really count her out. She's always going to be right there. So I'm really just going to try and use my distance advantage as much as possible, and whatever she has for me tomorrow, I'm ready for it.
And Missy, what are the keys to success and victory for you tomorrow against Rebecca?
Yeah, well, I honestly think we're very similar. You know, she's a solid kind of just get the job done kind of player, like she was saying about me. And you know, I think I heard one of her closer friends say it's the year of the Cox, and I think that could be true. So, you know, she's off to a hot start, and I'm going to have to bring my A game tomorrow.
Well, Missy, thank you for complimenting her so much and bringing me my next question. Your rating point this season's up 20 now, Rebecca. What's been the big change this season?
Confidence mostly. I feel like when I changed my form and everything, kind of started from the ground up back in 2020, I put a lot of hard work in, and I feel like just over the years, my form has gotten more consistent and my confidence has grown a lot. So I think that's just part of the journey, is just gaining that confidence.
And we've seen you on feature cards and lead cards dating back to Worlds at 20, was that 18 or 19? 18, yeah. But you're obviously still, you know, age-wise, maybe a little bit younger. What do you balance, you know, kind of almost being a young player but a veteran at the same time?
I think just trying to use the experience that I've gotten over the years. I mean, I started at relatively really young age. I started at 20, and being 28 now, I have a lot of seasons under my belt and a lot of experience on these courses. So it'll just be a combination of training for longevity in the game, just trying to get better and better over the years, and just trying to improve on what I've been doing.
And last thing, what is the preparation look like tonight for weather tomorrow and throughout the weekend?
I'm just hoping that, I don't know. I mean, that's up to Tom, my caddy. He'll bring all the things that we need. But, yeah, just trying to maintain. I hope that it's mostly just weather overnight, and then it'll just be a little kind of sloppy out here. But yeah, just keep maintaining the boundaries and staying in bounds, and try not to slip too hard. So yeah, just rest up and see you out here in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much same thing. I'm going to try not to overpack. I feel like I do that a lot for rainy conditions, and then I'm just like overstimulated by all the different things I'm carrying and just trying to keep everything dry and stuff like that. So just keep it simple. Maybe beg somebody to caddy for me. The conditions can be a little nasty when it's all wet and muddy, so just playing to the conditions and not trying to run up in the fairways where it's really muddy, and just trying to avoid injuries in that kind of way. Just trying to keep it simple.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow out on the course.
Thanks.
Freaking Ganon. Dude, I didn't know what to do.
Music City Open draws nigh as we sit with Dr. Zach Hoy, the tournament director for now 3 years running, plus many years before that as part of the presenting staff. Dr. Hoy, every year since you've taken over, we've been at this venue, but you've made tweaks year in and year out, changed the numbering of holes and some other things. Tell us about the course this year and what you're most excited to see.
I think I'm most excited to see the biggest change was hole 3 from last year. We kind of split that into 2 different holes because we wanted to have a really inviting, spectators walk in and they see a lot of action going. So the last third of hole 3 from last year is hole 1 from this year, and the first 2/3 of that hole is hole 16 from this year. And so we wanted to have you walk in, you could see 5 holes at once, and the vendor village is right there. So we really wanted to have that kind of bring the energy right when you walk in. And some people may camp out there all day.
You know, we want the course to always be the star of the show. I hate to bring it up, but weather is going to be a huge part of the story over the course of this week and how things unfold. What are you able to do here on this existing property with the manpower that you've got? What are you able to do to prepare for the weather ahead of time, and what are you prepared to do once the tournament starts?
We've got a saying, mitigate and manage, and kind of dealing with the weather as we see it. We've got mulch piles, we've got hay piles, we've got a crush and run guy on deck, and we've been checking the tee pads and the turf, and kind of we have individual people on our team that are kind of on each spot, and also spectators getting around the course. We want to make sure it's not muddy when they're out here, and we've got a good weather plan with lightning and things like that. So we're ready for the elements, and we have a full team kind of going, you know, today is kind of weather mitigation, slip tape, grip tape on the bridges and things like that. So we're really trying to, safety is the biggest priority at first, but then we want to have it to where spectators can come out and see what's going on.
What will you and your team have to do if weather comes through overnight? How early are you going to have to get here in the morning and make sure things are ready from both a playability standpoint and a safety standpoint?
We don't have the lights of, say, the PGA Tour, but we're typically out here about 5 a.m. starting to assess the damage. We have lights on all our side-by-sides. We have 4 side-by-sides, a golf cart, and we come out here and start assessing and making sure there's no significant safety things of branches falling down. We want to make sure the turf is all tacked down, and if it's wet, we kind of check certain spots and things like that. So we get out here early, and because we know there's going to be things that we haven't prepared for, and we kind of have to, mitigate and manage.
All right, Doc, enough talk about the weather. We've done it. We needed to, and now we're finished. I want to talk about another star of this particular event, and that is the trophy. Not every event can say they have the kind of trophy that is desired in the way that this one is. I mean, they want the physical trophy, not just the title that they won. Talk about this partnership with Gibson and how this trophy came to be and what's going on there.
This partnership with Gibson started with Scott Lewis, and he's now the facility director of the custom shop, which is one of the highest that you can do, basically the coolest guitars that he's now a part of. But he also worked on Epiphone for 15 years, and then in Gibson he's been there over 30 years. And he initially had a hand in the Music City Open way back in the day, and then he went to China to work for Epiphone, which is kind of one of the brands of Gibson, and then he came back and wanted to get back involved, and through this charity Gibson Gives, that's a 501c3 nonprofit, they were able to get us these really cool trophies that are, we think they're the best in the game. And we want to keep partnering and building that because it's located right here, Gibson USA, right here in Music City, and we want to keep growing that partnership year over year.
Dr. Hoy, I want you to take yourself in your mind's eye to a few moments after the final putt has dropped. You have bestowed said trophy upon the winner or winners, both the FPO and MPO, and you get that first moment to breathe. What will success look and feel like for you in that moment? What will make you look around and say, yeah, we did it?
I looked around last year when Simon was running around doing high fives with the crowd, and just the smiles on people's faces. They were out here having fun and seeing what big disc golf in Nashville can be, because we kind of have it all. We have weekly leagues, we have bag tags, we have different clubs, multiple clubs, and it's kind of all the culmination. But seeing everybody excited on that last putt and seeing people really engaged, I think that's one of the best things to see, and to see the look on the winner's face when they hold up that guitar.
Dr. Zach Hoy going for special moments just like that and many more over the course of this weekend. Doctor, thank you so much for all the work you've done to make this event possible.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
We'll be right back on. Wrapping up the preliminaries here at the Music City Open with the one and only Jeff Spring. Jeff, I don't want to bury the lead, so I'm going to dive right into the big story of the day, which is the sports betting and its new relationship with the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Can you tell us a little bit about what's been going on behind the scenes to bring us to this point?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been working on this project for about 18 months. It started with a contract with U.S. Integrity, compliance and consultant on this, and they kind of worked with us to find the right partners, ask the right questions, get a policy in place, get that policy adopted by our organization, the PDGA. And that's something that really needs to happen regardless of whether we're providing data for gaming or in daily fantasy or not, because there are some daily fantasy sites, Prize Picks in 2021, I think 22. There's a new fantasy opportunities coming out, and so really, as an organization, we need to have player policies on this, a compliance and an integrity monitoring program. So that's all the stuff we've been working on for about now 12 months after signing with IC360, formerly U.S. Integrity. They got us in contact with some other great organizations. We went with Alt Sports Data, and basically they're our data partner. We get the data from our scoring and get it to them. They're the lines maker, and then they have a relationship with different daily fantasy sites, and then regulated gaming and sports wagering operations. And so now we're available in I think about 5 states and provinces on DraftKings, and then about 30 states on Underdog. Have a relationship to be announced with some other daily fantasy sites. So we see it as a step forward. We know a lot of sports fans love playing fantasy, engaging in sports wagering. It brings them closer to the sport, gets them more into the game, and hopefully opens up new eyes to look at disc golf. So we see it as an opportunity to grow the game, and bring some more people in.
I got to ask this: what are the fears? What are the things that you need to guard against, that you've thought about and talked through, that are sort of the opposite of the potential benefits? What things are you going to be very cautious with?
Yeah, player compliance, making sure the integrity of the game is intact. That's something that all sports deal with in terms of gaming and sports betting. From the NBA, the NFL, the big ones to smaller ones. So that's why we have an educational program in place. We've got a policy in place. We've got a compliance and integrity monitoring program in place. And making sure that the flavor and the feel of the game, the player experience doesn't change. Those are things we've been thinking about, and making sure we put the right pieces in place to monitor.
Do you have any say in what kinds of bets, for lack of a better term, the fans can place in talking about prop bets, talking about the nature of those? Do you have any say, or is that entirely set by the third parties?
We have a little bit of say. Alt Sports Data sets the lines, so they do the line making and they put the odds out, and that can get picked up by DraftKings or other sports books, and that's kind of out of our hands. But the things that we can decide on is in play betting. So when lines may change over the course of a round, that's not happening. Statistics, that there's no betting on statistics, so it's really just who's going to win, and then maybe over under on placement of final scores. That's stuff that could progress as we continue to make investments in technology and get more confidence with our walking scores, our statistics verification. But right now it's just kind of not going to be any in-play betting. That takes down risk. Also, daily limits on betting. I think it's about $100 right now, so that puts less money on the line. Not big sums of money that can be bet on or won off the bat is a little bit in our control. So those are some of the things we're doing to try to control risk.
All right, let's bring the focus now to Nashville itself, and not even 18 hours from now, the first rounds of the 2025 Match Play Championship will commence. When it comes to deciding to hold a multi-site Match Play Championship, what was the impetus behind that? Was it a desire for a new product, essentially? Was there some demand that you read ahead of time and thought we can serve that demand? What was it that prompted this?
Well, we've done 2 Match Play Championships in the past, one at the Steel Club, one at Bailey, Colorado, Steel Club being in Pennsylvania, that were really well loved by the players, the fans. We thought that they presented well. It's head-to-head matchups, and it can help build rivalries. It's a different form of scoring, which is interesting to fans at home. So we like the concept. What we found is that it was harder to fit in to players' schedules, harder to make it mean something, harder to expand the field and include, a lot of play. So we were doing like 12-hole matches at the prior Match Play Championships. In order to do like even 16 players per division, it's like 4 to 5 days. So, this is really a pilot year of an in-season tournament. And that's something that we've seen successful a little bit with the NBA. They have the NBA Cup, and they're continuing to develop that. In the Premier League, they've got in-season tournaments like the FA Cup that they compete for. And I think it's just another element that people can be competing in, fans can enjoy watching. So if it goes well, we may expand the field to 32 or 64 in the future, and then be able to kind of deal with this in bite-sized chunks, where it's just one round before a tournament that's already set up, already going. It adds to the fan experience here on site, gives another day of competition to the folks in Nashville or Oslo or south of Cincinnati, Burlington, Kentucky, or GMC, where we're going. So it's something else to do in the week for the spectators, and we're excited. I'm really excited about this one.
We didn't want to bring this up with tournament director Dr. Zach Hoy, but we felt we had to. The weather is going to be a factor. It always seems like at least one event in the spring has to deal with a multi-day major weather system. In this case, with severe weather possible, what kinds of things is the Disc Golf Pro Tour doing to prepare for safety and playability for the players, safety for the fans? What can be done?
Well, first of all, I'll just say I'm a lot more optimistic than I was a week ago, because when I looked a week ago, it was pretty much a block of thunderstorms, kind of predicted for the tournament days. Now it looks like, a much lower chance of severe weather tomorrow and Friday. So I don't expect a disruption to play, but there's always a chance, so we'll be watching. In terms of preparation on the course, this is a course that has experienced some water issues in the past. So over time, playing on it more, hardening surfaces, using stone or mulch or wood chips in certain areas has really helped. And so the course has gotten better dealing with water. And in preparation, you're just ordering materials, making sure you're shoring up some wet areas, making sure that you know where you're going to need to deploy materials to if things get really soupy out there. The way I see the forecast now is that Sunday is probably going to be the day, if we can get off the course in time Saturday, because basically the system that's the most concerning is rolling in Saturday night, overnight, should be rain on Sunday. So I expect us to, if we can get off the course with everybody completing all holes on Saturday, we should just be dealing with a wet course and some rain on Sunday. And so I think we'll be able to complete the tournament. The other things we do is, look at, hey, do we need to make a cut to the field? Do we need to, kind of change tee times and use the good areas of weather that we have, and those are all things that we're discussing.
We're here in April now of the 2025 Pro Tour season. Any final thoughts you have in terms of just how the season is going? Anything that's on your mind in terms of how the first couple events have gone that you're going to be focusing on for, say, the next few events to smooth out or to change slightly, or are things simply cruising as you planned?
Well, I would just say so far so good. Like, we've been really happy with spectator turnout. Spectator turnout's up quite a bit over our projections, and over last year, Austin, I think it was up over 50%, and that was a very successful event for us. We're tracking ahead of last year already here. Obviously, I think that weather can, either depress or help increase turnout, but like I said, I think that we're gonna have some good days to spectate here, so I'm looking at that. So it's been a great uptick this year in on-site spectating. I'm also, really happy to see increases in quality in DGN. We invested in some cameras and some more streaming equipment in the off season, and so we're continuing to see better picture quality. And I know fans are enjoying the live DVR function that we brought on last year. So I think that we're cruising, honestly, and it looks to be a good season of kind of rekindled growth in pro disc golf, whether it's fans at home or on site. And yeah, looking forward to a really great year. When I look ahead, I just think about the first Worlds in Europe and getting excited to start building even more momentum towards hopefully a really special moment for the history of our game.
Oh, Captain, my captain, the head of the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Thank you, Jeff Spring.
Thanks, Grant.
The first of several match play events of 2025 kicks off tomorrow from Mill Ridge here in Nashville. Coverage right here on the Disc Golf Network. And, of course, this weekend, the 2025 edition of